greetings, salutations, everyone. Welcome back. We're playing some more Honkai Star Rail today. I think there's a new supply. I wanted to check. Right, there's the outfit supply. I was going to use the first drop as free, but then we'll get into the story. I don't think I'm actually spending anything on this, but might as well do the first free one, you know? Yeah, I don't even have any of those, I don't know. But last we left off, we were in the middle of chapter 26, The Birth of Tragedy, Thus Spoke Apocalypse. And more specifically, I suppose, we had just had Atto was doing his stuff. He was go to the lobby and click the mail in the middle. Oh, hey, I also need to adjust something on my stream. That, okay. The lobby and click the mail in. The mailbox? Oh! Yeah. I should check that more. Oh, the battle. Oh. Oh. Are you surprised to receive my letter? This thought only struck me when I was panning, but don't you think we've been through loads together? Thank you for placing your trust in me. Without you, an ordinary girl like me wanting to be able to protect the Vaselina streets I cherish so much. As a token of my gratitude, I prepared a small gift. Sure to get a battlesuit supply card. Okay. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Fantastic. Wait, let me double check. What are the characters up and... Nah, I'll save. I'll save them for another banner. Yeah. So, we had just had Atto, what was it? He put the Hyushu core of domination back together from 1,000 pieces, and I took the title of the stream right from what he told us he was going to do. He was seeking the soul existence. KALLEN, Kaslana, you know. And we were going to follow him into like a building. I'm not sure exactly what anything else to say really. Oh, we found out the Atto from 500 years ago was like his own creation in order to get the last bit of the core as well. Okay, Teresa. What is this? Oh wait. I think this might be... I think we've already seen this. Yeah. This is the part we've already seen. I believe I can skip this. Yes, this is where we left off. I think we just follow him. Amber. I'd almost forgot about her. Master Teresa. Amber, where did your overseer go? I'm sorry, Master Teresa. Overseer requested that I protect his privacy. Why are you even calling him overseer? I thought he stepped down from his position as overseer. Don't call him overseer. He said he specifically last time confirmed. Oh no, I've stepped down. But since you already have the Issue of Dominance core, why not send it back to the Hyperion for analysis? That's what I was planning to do myself. I don't need you to remind me. Will you come with me, Durandal? I'm not sure if... Rita, I forgot Rita's here. Oh no. I'm a little concerned that Rita stayed with us and didn't go with Atto. Of course we will return to the Hyperion with you, Master Teresa. No, you stay away from our Hyperion, Rita. I don't trust you, Rita. Huh? Oh, even Rita wants to come? Of course. You can consider our time serving Master Atto to be over. I'll trust anyone before you, Rita. For the foreseeable future, we are at your service, Master Teresa. This was approved by Master Atto. But Rita, you returned from Wallet Serpent without saying a word, and you still... I'm sorry, Durandal. Before Overseer wanted me to maintain strict secrecy, so I didn't have the chance to contact you earlier. To be honest, he told me some things I did not expect. Can we talk about this on the way? Sure. We just let him go? Oh, that's awesome. I want to get the Issue of Sentience. The Issue of Sentience. It's really cool. Rita, you only left for Wallet Serpent HQ yesterday on a scheduled mission. Did Overseer pose you to return once you were on the way? Yes, he did. Overseer said that handing off my original mission to civilian staff would be fine. Strange indeed. Strange indeed. Strange if he really just wanted to destroy his own Solium body. He wouldn't have needed you to be there. What is Grandpa scheming? Master Teresa, Master Durandal, remember that just now Overseer mentioned his journey? Yeah, he said he wanted to go find KALLEN Kaslana. He told me that when he called me back, he said that based on his long-term research on the Issue of the Void and the second divine key, plus the experiment on the Babel universe, He has discovered the only way to bring someone back from the dead. Nagamitsu also mentioned this to me. She said the reason my grandpa resigned was to return to the past and reunite with the holy maid KALLEN. Master Nagamitsu was the one who executed a lot of the experiments planned by Overseer. So it's not strange that she guessed that, but... I think that, is there something about it that doesn't make sense? I think so. I don't, for one, he doesn't tell people the truth very often, so him having, just been completely open with things here seems unlikely at best. Yes, and it's quite obvious. If Overseer can really achieve time reversal on his own, then what's he doing now? Then what he's doing now will unavoidably get too many people involved. Whether it was his dramatic resignation, or selecting the old HQ to recover the Hyushuko, or ordering me to assassinate his Solium clone. Compared with Overseer's other plans, everything that's happening now feels hollow somehow. And as I was preparing to strike the target, he said this to me. Once Teresa has the Hyushuko in her possession, you can tell her everything we just talked about. Yeah, see, I don't like it. Yes. And this made you more suspicious. Yeah, it's very suspicious. I don't know. I don't know quite what is going on. Obviously, I'm not supposed to know. I don't think quite what's going on either. But yeah, I'm very suspicious. Then it would mean he was putting a lot of effort into something he considered to be relatively unimportant. True, although Grandpa can be a bit pompous, he cares about costs and efficiency when it comes to important things. So, Rita, do you mean that recovering the Hyushuko and Overseer's journey are secretly connected somehow? Oh, that's what I've been thinking. I've been thinking that what he just did with the Hyushuko, I don't know how it's connected. Especially if he gave it away, which it's, at least seems like he did. Connected so closely that he had no choice but to do this. I believe it's reasonable to suspect that. But Rita wouldn't be like turning her back on Otto. She's not the sort to. She wouldn't be. I feel like she's like the last person who would ever turn her back on Otto. Maybe I'm wrong, but after all, no one knows what the costs of Overseer's journey will be. If finding KALLEN and Kaslana has been his core motivation all his life, we must consider other things he's done to be related. For example, the Hushu of the Void or the Second Divine Key, or even the expedition I went on with Durandal in 2012. I will request that the anti-entropy doctors take this into consideration when they are doing their research. But at present, the most important thing is to properly deal with the issue of dominance core and to make use of it if necessary. I remember when Fuhua, Kiana Kaslana, and Branya Zajic, with their Hushu cores, were all affected by the Hushu of dominance. Yeah, no matter what happens, we've finally seized its core. Now it's time to witness how this series of misfortunes comes to an end. The Sheiksal Overseer's dramatic and distressing actions caused the Valkyries from different factions to share more intel with each other. But as they worked towards an unclear goal, they still hadn't realized that everything they had seen up to this moment was an elaborate performance that Overseer had deliberately put on for them. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking myself. The real crisis was being covered up by this unsettling performance, and things were going in a direction how different from what they expected. Okay. I might not have needed to fight these guys, but I did want to. Look at that smile she does when she does her charged attack. Very trustworthy. Oh wow! Your abilities are just so cool. Oh, don't want crushed by the elevator there. Is that a food truck? Now we can step in to get some food. Oh! No, wait. Wait, who's tapping? Damn, this useless rotten code. Just smash the thing and be done with it. 1618, Saturday, October 14th, 2017. For the third time, Dr. Tesla's shouts of frustration echoed through the Hyperion. It all started over 20 minutes earlier. We've been through a lot, but it looks like the Hushu of Dominance incident has finally come to an end. We just need to take the final step, just to be sure. Let's give it a little Honkai energy and test whether the core is still alive. Theoretically, it's definitely alive. There's a 99.7% chance. Alive? Are you talking about the difference between Hushu cores born in our era and those from the Divine Key? I I'm confused. Wait, what? Are divine keys related to previous Hyushukos? I still haven't been told really that much about them. You could say that, although I don't think you've realized what the fundamental difference is. By the way, Mapad, didn't you write an internal memo about this recently? Why don't you tell them about it while I prepare the experiment? But it was only conjecture. At least there's no experimental evidence. And it might raise more questions than it answers. So what? You should tell everyone, and the experiment we're about to do will definitely prove you right. And the people from Shixal happen to be here. Wouldn't it be nice to let them listen to someone besides Atto? Yeah, tell us more. With regards to the Hyushuko, the sovereign himself was the first Hyushu's anti-entropy. You must have something interesting. Some interesting perspectives, I mean.
お世辞をどうも。僕はただ2つの時代のコアを比較して研究してみただけだ。結論を言うと。
Okay, I'll get right to the point. I did some comparative research on Hyushu cores from both eras, and the results suggest maybe it's not as simple as categorizing them as living or dead, so we might be jumping to conclusions. Jumping to conclusions? Let me give you an example. In terms of appearance and behavior, ants and termites have a lot of similarities, right? But in terms of taxonomy, ants belong to the order Hymenoptera, while termites belong to the order Balatodia. Basically, ants are a specialized kind of wasp, while termites evolved from cockroaches. This is an example of convergent evolution in biology. Ants and termites were originally completely different, but through convergent evolution, they became very similar. Oh, just like the astral Haunus from the Sea of Quanta. Looks a lot like a Valkyrie battlesuit at first glance. Hold on. In that case, you mean... wait. I think where she's going with this is that... is she going... I think she's going with... I think she's going to say that the Hyushukos of different eras evolved separately. Is that? Maybe, that's a guess. Hyushukos born in our era and Hyushukos from the Divine Keys are two inherently different things? That's exactly what I'm guessing. The Hyushukos born in our era have a somewhat flexible relationship with imaginary space. For example, under the right conditions, they can transform an ordinary person into a Hyushu. The Hyushukos from the Divine Keys of the previous era are not capable of this. Indeed, they can only be used to adjust fixed power levels, and they have no way to develop new functions. Oh, what's this? Ooh. Okay. A clear example of this difference was the incident involving the rebirth of the Hyushu of Thunder. When Raiden Mei's own Hyushuko formed within her body, the Gem of Conquest, which originally had this power. banished.
しかし
But the third divine key owned by the Wolid serpent was unaffected by these events,
キアナと
similar
天
to
下
the
制裁の状況
situation
も
with
それに類似している
Kiana and Judgment of Shamash.
ええ、そういえ
Now
ば
that you
ヨル
mention
ムン
it,
ガンド
I
側も
think
彼
Wolid
らの計
serpent
画にとって
emphasized that only living Hyushio cows were useful for their plan.
もちろんその4つはシーリンジェムだけの
Right,
特例
we're
だと考え
bringing
てもいい
that
が
up. I still don't really know what the Wolid serpent's plan is. Of course, but this could be a special characteristic of the four Siren Stones. But one could also speculate
僕たちの時代で誕生した律者コアと
that the difference between cows born in our era and those from the previous era
僕たちが
is
考えたこと
much
もない
greater than
本
we
質的な
imagined
違いがあるんじゃ
and
ない
more
かと
fundamental.
僕はその仮説を立て
I did some calculations based on this supposition, and the results were surprising. No.
理論上必要な仮説は
The two
シーリン
types
ジェム
being
独自の性質より
fundamentally
もずっ
different
とシンプルだった
requires simpler premises than the Siren Stones having special characteristics.
後者に関しては
The latter
大量のパラメ
possibility
ータを事前
requires
に設定しないと数学的に最終
presupposing a
結果を導
large
き出すこと
number
は
of
難し
parameters for the math to output the right answer.
いしかし前者では虚数特
And
異点
for
は
the
一つの
former,
点では
the
なく
only thing we need
次
to
元である
assume
ことを仮説
is
にすれ
that
ば
the imaginary singularity is not a real point, and that it doesn't carry any dimensional information.
あら、まさに完結こそ H の真髄。虚数特異点。それが
Sorry.
律者コアの根本よ。
I'm still not used to doing these occasional early streams. This is still quite the early streamer for me. Give me just a moment. Drinking something with a bit of caffeine. Okay. Wow. My throat. Wow, brevity is the soul of wit. The imaginary singularity is the fundamental attribute of Hyushio Coals.
その通り
Yes, that's the beauty of this hypothesis. We know that the imaginary singularity in a Hyushio core refers to an impossible structure that can trigger all supernatural phenomena. And mathematics doesn't prohibit impossible structures from having structure. Following that reasoning, I discovered that Hyushio cores from the previous era correspond with dimensionless, pure singularity. And Hyushio cores from our era correspond with one-dimensional, strange loops. In layman's terms, the structure of this loop allows the core to live and reactivates its elasticity.
もっとわかりやすく話すとこうかしら。
Can it be understood like this in everyday language?
全文明の律
The
者化は静
Hyushio
止した
codes
状
from the
態。
previous era
律
are
者本体から
passive.
離れると変
Once
化
they
し
are
なくなる
removed
から
from the
死んでいるよう
Hyushio
に見える。
itself, they won't undergo any more changes. They seem to be dead.
けど今の
But
律者
Hyushio
化は
codes
動的
from
だ
this
から
era are
律者本体
dynamic.
から離れても
Even when
外部
removed
の知
from
的
the
があれば
Hyushio,
変化する。
they can still
だから
transform
生きてい
themselves.
るように見え
In
る。
that sense, they are alive.
その通りだ。
Right.
もし僕たちの目の前にある支配の律者のコアも生きているなら、この推測の信憑性はさらに上がる。逆
If
に
the
言えば
Hushu of Dominance core is alive, this gas will increase its confidence level. But on the other hand,
この世界の下の構造は
we can only assume that at the lowest levels, the structure of our world.
はあ、ボサ頭。あんた
Ah,
本当に
my
元気がない
pads,
ことを
don't
言うわね。
jinx it!
テスラ博士、何があったんだ？
What happened, Dr. Tesla?
自分で見なさい。この実験結果をどう説明すればい
See
いか
for
わからないわ。
yourself. I don't know how to explain the results of this experiment. How could this be the Hushu core is?
全然虚数特異点が検出できな
I
いのよ。
can't detect any imaginary singularity in it. Does this still count as a Hushu core? About 20 minutes later.
どうやらコアに関する研究は
Seems the research on the Hushu core did not go smoothly.
ああ、他の物理指標
Yeah,
から考
all other
それは
physical
確かに実写コア
indications
だ。
suggest that it is a genuine Hushu core. It can attract Honkai energy and trigger changes to physical laws.
しかし、非常
But
に
the
不思議なのは
strange thing is, no matter how we do the experiment, we can't detect an imaginary
以
singularity.
前発見した小さい
Just
コアみ
like
たいだ。
those little cores from before.
もちろん僕たちは分
And
か
we
っている。
also know that the real Hushu of Dominance minions are completely different than those puppets at the beginning. Sounds to me like we were tricked by Atto. Maybe that's... No, yeah, I think we were tricked by Atto.
その規模なら虚数特異点に関する有益な情報を検出できるはずなのに。
Based on its size and weight, we should be able to determine useful information about its imaginary singularity.
私の考えを話してもいいかしら。
Can I put in my 2 cents, even though it's just a thought I had?
構わないさ。
Go ahead. As you can see, Dr.
テスラ
Tesla
博士
is
は
getting
いても立っても
agitated.
いられないほど。
その変わった現象の理由は支配の
I'm
律者が
thinking that
支配
this
劇場を所有
strange
したからじゃ
phenomenon
ないかしら。
might have to do with the Hushu of Dominance controlling the theater of domination. You know, actually, the thought occurred to me a minute ago, but I, you know, didn't think to mention it because honestly, a lot of the sci-fi stuff in this, there's a decent chance I'll not be following it for some minor detail, but this is actually what I was thinking. The lack of an imaginary singularity and the theater of domination could be connected.
ほう。
Huh?
ほら、
I
虚
mean,
数
the
特異点は空
imaginary
間の各次元にも同時に
singularity
存在するは
should
ずでしょ。
exist in all dimensions simultaneously, right?
もし
If
支
the
配劇
number
場
of
の実際的な
dimensions
次元が
corresponding to the
現実
theater
空
of
間よりずっと
domination
高いなら
is much
観
higher
測可
than
能
the
な
number
虚数
in
特異点の
reality,
信号も
then
それにより
detectable
削られる。
signals from the imaginary singularity would be many times weaker.
そうすると完全な
In
立
this
写
case,
コアを持
even
って
if
いて
we
も
were faced
情
with
報
a
を
real
検出でき
Hushu
ないんじゃ
core,
ないかしら。
maybe we wouldn't be
機械
able
というも
to
のには
detect
感度に
any
加減があ
signal.
るもの。
After all, our instruments do have limited
確
sensitivities.
かに筋が通っている。もし
This
それが真
does
実な
make
ら、
sense, but if this is the case, the only way to verify it would be to use...
それならできるかもしれない。
Ah, it can be
ア
done.
インシュタイン博士、
Did you think of a different way, Dr. Einstein?
あ、とりあえず
Yeah, let's go
キアナ
find
とブローニャ
Kiana
のところ
and
に行こう。
Branya.
この件には
We will need
彼
to
女たちの
rely
力
on
が
those
必要なん
two
だ。
for this.
律者の力を使って律者コアを攻撃。
They're attacking at the same time. Okay. Using Hushu powers to bombard the Hushu core?
あ、それが唯一
Yes, at present this is the only way to verify the state of the issue of dominance core.
暴れているテスラ博士を落ち着かせるためですか？
Is this a way to calm Dr. Tesla down? Branya thinks any plan that solves that problem is a good idea. Is a good plan.
この件においてはそれだけじゃないよ、ブローニャ。
The purpose of the plan isn't limited to that, Branya.
今の状況で
If we are able to quickly confirm the status of the Hushuko, it will also help us solve the problem with Atto.
確か過去の自分をコピーしてそのもう一人の自分を殺したんだよね。一体何を企んでるの？
I heard he made a clone of his past self and then killed it. What is he up to?
それに本当に500
Could he
年前にすで
really
に
be
亡くなっている
planning
人を
to resurrect someone from 500 years
死の
ago?
律者の力でもでき
Even
ない
the Hushu of Death can't do that. There's a Hushu of Death?
わからない。オットーという人
I
間の厄介な
don't
とこ
know.
ろ
Don't
は
know anything
彼
about
の話
Atto
を
is
簡
that
単に
since we
信じる
can't
ことも
trust anything he
彼の
says,
行動を無視す
we
ること
have
も
to
でき
keep
な
a
いところ
close
だ。
eye on everything he does. See, that's exactly what I've been saying. You just can't trust the guy.
もし律者コアの存在の状態
If
を
we
見て
can establish
オッ
the
トーが僕た
active
ちの予想
status
以
of
上
the
に何らかの
Hushuko,
細工をして
it
いたら
means Atto has
彼から
been
より
up
多
to
くの情報を
Motrix
聞き
and
出
we
さない
need
とい
to
けない。
get more information out of him.
オットーは明日
He claims that he and Madame Teresa will finish the succession ceremony tomorrow, but no one really knows what he has planned.
そうね。オットーさんが知ってい
Right,
ることは
obviously you
私
may
たち
know
の
a
予想を
lot
はるか
more
に超
than
えて
we
いるのか
think
も
he
しれない。
does.
私自身彼の部下だったし、
Although I am
こんなことを口
technically
にする
his
のは少しお
subordinate,
かしいかも
and
しれ
it
ないけど、
may be strange for me to say this,
皆さんはあの
but
困った男
haven't
よ
you
り先を
all
見つめたい
wanted
って
to
思っ
see
たことは
that,
ないかしら。
see further than that man even once?
アインシュタイン博士がある素晴らしい
Dr.
推測を教えてくれ
Einstein
た。
told me she had a
もし
good gas.
その推測
If
が
that gas
支配
can
の
be
律者のコア
verified
を
with the
通して
issue of
検証できたら、
dominance core,
もしかしたら私たち
then
は
we'll be
崩
closer
壊
than
の本
ever
質に
before
昔
to
より近づ
understanding
き
the
理解
essence
す
of
ることができ
Honkai,
るかもしれない。
and we will
そ
have
う
a
すれば
deeper
あのお父さんよ
understanding
りも
than
ずっと遠くを
Atto.
見つめられるはずよ。
I mean, don't count on it. I feel like you're all still being manipulated by Atto in some way right now.
長光所長、少し落ち着いてください。
I think you got a bit overexcited, Nagamitsu.
あ、ごめんなさい。
Sorry,
この
I
話に
just
なる
get
とつい
passionate
興奮
about
してしまうか
things
ら、
like this.
見苦しいところを見せたわ
Sorry.
ね。
おじいさまのことだから警戒しないといけ
In
ない
any
わ。
case, we do need to keep our
これ以
guard
上
up
続けると
against my
また
grandpa.
話がそれる
But
気が
I'm
する
sure some questions will arise anyway.
から。アインシュタイン博士
To
の
reach
実
the
験目標をクリアするため
experimental
に
targets set
なる
by
べく多くの
Dr.
崩壊エネルギー
Einstein,
を
we need
律者
to
の
gather
力を通
as
して
much
小さ
Honkai
な
energy
空間
as
に凝
possible
縮したいの。
and restrict it to the smallest possible space.
私も力の限り低迷の実験器具を
In my
提供するけど、
capacity, I will do my
私は
best
残念
to
ながら
provide
実験には参加でき
Shiksal's
ないわ。
lab equipment for your use. It's just a pity that I won't be able to participate in the experiment itself. I still don't fully trust Nagamitsu here.
君ならこの実験に参加すると思っていたよ。
I thought you were the most enthusiastic about it.
しょうがないわ。4時半まで
There
に
is
彼
no
のところに到
choice.
着するよ
Overseer
うにと
wants me
お
to
父さんに言わ
report
れてい
to
てね。
him before 4:30.
何かしてほしいと言われたのか。
例の旅
What
の準
does
備
he
かもし
need
れ
you
ない。
to do?
ダーニの神の鍵の操作とか。
Maybe it's to help prepare him for his journey, operating the second divine key or something. Anyway, it won't be anything too dangerous.
君はこの実験の結果について何も心
You
配していないよう
don't
だね。
seem worried about the results of his experiment.
ええ、そうね。だって
Aren't
ハイペ
the
リオン
crew
の
of
皆さんも
Hyperion
不
and
朽なるライバルバ
Valkyries
ルキリ
in
ーたち
the
も
Immortal
問題を解決
Blades
する専門家でしょ。
all expert problem solvers?
できれば僕たちは問題が起きた後の
If
対策を考
possible,
え
we
るので
should
はな
take
く、問
preventative
題を未然に
measures
防ぎたいんだけど
so
ね。
we're not taken off guard.
はいはい、わかったわ。
Alright, I understand. I'll do what I can for you guys.
みんなに有
When I
益な
meet
ことを
with
してみ
Atto,
る
is
から。
that
こ
okay?
れでいいかしら。
もし君がそうしてくれるなら
We
これ以上
won't
は
ask
文
you
句を
to
言
do
えないさ。
anything more than that.
ご理解感
Thanks
謝する
for
わ。
understanding.
じゃあ急いで実験器具と信号分析設
Then
備を
let's
準
hurry
備
and
しましょう。
prepare the experimental materials and signal analysis equipment. The rest of you can take a break for an hour.
この街は比較
The
的
whole
安全だから
town is
今のうち
pretty
に
safe
体を動
now.
かして気分転
Everyone
換して
can
おき
take
ま
this
しょう。
opportunity to get some exercise and fresh air.
特にキアナとブローニャ
Especially Kiana and
必要の
Branya.
ないプレッシャーやストレ
I
スを発
recommend
散
you
して
to
おくように。
relieve some stress before the experiment begins.
そうですね。そうした方が実験
Yeah,
でより
that will
正確
help
に
you
律者の
direct
力
your
を使えると
future
思います。
powers more precisely in
キ
the
アナは体科研
experiment.
機の入門をま
Do you
だ
still
覚えている。
remember the basics of Age of Taishuan?
妄念を断ち呼吸を落ち着かせる。
Discard delusions.
何も知らず
Control your
何
breathing.
も感じな
Clear
い。
your mind of thoughts and feelings.
その通り。
Right.
だから今のうち
So
に気
use
分
this
を楽にして
opportunity to relax
外に出
and
た
go
ら
for a walk. It's
ずっ
not
と
good
中
to
にいる
stay in a boat
かえ
all
って
of
スト
the
レスを
time.
感じてしまうから。
委員長も学園長もありがとう。
Thanks for the advice, Fuhu and Principal.
ちょうど気になっていること
There
があ
is
るから。
something that's
今のう
bothering
ちに
me.
解決
I'll
してお
use
く
the
よ。
time to deal with it.
ブローニャはもともと集中力を高める訓
Rania
練
will
をしよ
use
うとし
this
ていまし
time
た。
to do some
この
exercises
時間を
that
ちゃんと
improve
使おうと思います。
focus.
気分
Good,
転換してき
everyone
なさ
go
い。
get some fresh air. Meeting adjourned. Still feels like we're perhaps in the palm of Atto's hand.
千里の道も一歩から。
Which is of course highly concerning. Head to the church. Down here. Oh! How? I still don't actually really fully understand how different attacks work, but oh, I see. Q changes what weapon she's using, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, that makes some sense. I like that smile she does in it. What is it, like a lance mode maybe? That smile. I guess I also do have other characters, don't I?
行こう。決戦の時が来た。
殴れるものなら殴ってごらん。私は全てを変えます。ここまでです。勝負はもう決しました。覚悟してください。
やけどに注意。
This enemy is annoying.
審判の時は来た。キアナのターン。
It paralyzes and poisons and well, maybe not. I don't know. It definitely paralyzes, and that's definitely annoying.
ついてきてください。
I do not appreciate it paralyzing my characters. Ow, it's doing it again.
審判の時は来た。喧嘩準備。
I do like the fire. That's the huge of flames Jan has.
私が来ました。
Oh, it's finally dead.
飛べ。準備できたよ。
Dear Randall.
前に進もう。
This could be a real opportunity. Should we continue the battle that was interrupted 5 months ago? Who is attacking? This. Okay, I see. This was the invitation from the golden-haired knight to the silver-haired girl. 5 months earlier on the sands of North Africa, the two of them had sparred. The knight's Ganakata and the girl's Edge of Taishan both revealed skills that exceeded the other's expectations. It was just that at that time, the girl wasn't sure she was on her way to becoming a hero, and the knight was bound by his mission. But despite this, in the few minutes that they fought, they both had an unmistakable feeling that the opponent they faced was the person in this world most similar to themselves. Ah.
準備できたよ。
今日話した天命の内戦の話をまだ覚えてい
There's a
ますか？
chest here.
この先にある教会堂の廃墟もその時代のものです。そして私たちが今いるこの広場は聖女カレン・カスラナが亡くなった場所です。
聖女カレン。彼女
The
はカス
holy
ラナ一
maid,
族の鏡だった。
KALLEN.
パパは
My
言って
dad
た。
told me that she set an example for all Kaslanas.
彼女はあなたと同じように
Like you, she chose to betray Shiksal.
でもあんたはずっと天命側にいた。
And you have always served
空間実験
Shiksal.
に協力
You
した。
even helped Otto with his spatial experiments.
5ヶ月前
5 months ago, I remember you asked me,
どうして天命
why
にい
do you
るの
want
と聞き
to
ました
help Shiksal?
その時私は
And in return, I asked you, if there were no Shiksal, who would
数
protect
十億の人々を崩壊
billions
から
of
守る
people
んで
on
す
this earth from
かと答え
Honkai?
ました。
この世界に絶対的な善と悪はなく、
You also said in this world there is no absolute good and evil, or right and wrong. There is only the mission.
もちろん
Of course, at this point, I
あんたの
understand you
立場
had
や
your
気持ち
reasons
を理
for
解
saying
できる
that.
けど、当時の私は
But
本
at
当
the
にわか
time,
ら
I
なかった。
really didn't understand what
あんたの使命って
exactly was your
一体
mission.
何？
And why
どう
did
して
you
オットー
have
の言い
to
なりに
obey
なってたの？
Atto?
今の私は
I
あんたに
don't
偏見を持ったり
look
してい
down
ない
on
け
you
ど、
now for that
もし
now.
本当の理由を教えてくれたら、
But if you are
私はあん
willing
たに
to
感謝
tell
する
me
よ。
your reasons, I would be grateful.
少し不適切な言い方かもしれませんが
To make a
私にとって
probably
オットー
flawed
司教は
analogy,
あなたにとっての
Overseer Atto is
テレ
to
サさんの
me
ような
as
存在です。
Teresa Senpai is to you.
彼が今の私を作った
It's
ことは否定できませんし
undeniable that he made me who I
崩壊
am
に対する
today.
彼の理解
You
は
also can't deny that his understanding of Honkai
深い
Pao surpasses all of us.
あなたが本当に聞きたい
Of
こと
course,
は
I
それで
know
は
your
ないことは知っ
question
ています。
wasn't getting at this aspect.
その答えをちゃんと教えますが、
あんたに勝てたらそうだよね。
その通りです。さあ、キアナさん、
Okay,
正々堂々と勝負しましょう。
time to settle the
望むところだよ。
score. Exciting. Execution value.
私の番。
That's Durandal's, and I don't want that to get high, right? I don't know. What kind of battle suit is this? That it's having me use here. What do you think? Who told me about it? Navu judge a fast lunar with old eyes.
さすがです。
It's really cool. Your ability to control Hyushu powers is so much better than 5 months ago. It's like night and day.
ですが、そうなるとあなたは
But you need to be even more vigilant against Dato now. He said many times, we need the Hyushu of the Void and her powers.
特地に
空の律者の力がオットーに必
Dato
要なの。
needs the powers of the Hyushu of the Void?
はい。そしてそれは
And this is
私がこれから
definitely
話す
related
答え
to
と
the
も
answer I wanted
一定の
to
つなが
give
り
you.
があります。何せ私自身の状況に
After all, for my
第二の神
situation,
の鍵は
the
確かに
second
必須でした。
divine key is no different. I mean, it's necessary.
第二の神の鍵。
The second divine key? You mean the divine key created using the Hyushu of the Void call from the previous era? Okay, that's new information for me, I think.
その通りです。それを使
That's
えば
right. It can detect the fluctuations
虚
of
数の
the
木の
Sea
脈
of
を観測
Quanta
することがで
and
きます。
peer into the structure of the
そしてその
imaginary
おかげで
tree.
私は
It helped me
使命を
complete
一部達成で
out
き
of
ました。
my mission.
私の体内の世界の泡をつなぎ止
It
め
helped to reattach the Babel universe that was anchored within my body to the imaginary tree.
体内にある世界の
The
泡。
Babel universe in your
それが
body?
あんた
I
がずっ
assume
と
that's
夫が
the
生ん
main
だ
reason you've
最も
always
本
walked
質的
with
な理由だ
Ato?
って。
はい。そう考
That's
えてもら
a
って
reasonable
構いません。
assumption. Just like
あなたが
everything
経
you've
験し
faced
た
on
こ
your
とと同
journey.
じく
It's
こ
a
れも長い
long
話になり
story.
ますから。この話は退
The
屈に
story
見えて
started from some seemingly
危険に満ちた
tedious
外の世
and
界での任務が
dangerous
遡ります。
field work. If I hadn't said I was interested before
面
this,
白いところを
before
話
the
せと言わ
mission,
当時の私は
maybe it was
まだ
just
12
that I was
歳だった。
12 years old at the time. Wow.
12歳。
12 years old? I did hear you were the youngest Valkyrie ever to reach A rank and S rank, but 12 years old?
私の体は比較
Maybe
的早
it's
熟
that
だったか
I
もしれま
matured
せん。
pretty early, but it
大
doesn't
したことは
matter.
ありませんよ。
By today's standards,
今日
I
の基準では
wasn't
当
a
時の私は全
self-sufficient
然
Valkyrie.
一人前の当時私とリタは
Anyway, that day,
漁師の海の探
Rita
索
and
任務を
I
引き受けました。
accepted a mission to explore the
あ
Sea
な
of
たの仲間が
Quanta.
マリアナ海溝の
I heard that your
海援上
colleagues
に行
had
ったと聞
once
きましたが
visited the deep at the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
私たちの目的
But
は
our objective
海縁
wasn't
の目の中
that
にある危
peerless
険な遺体ではあり
realm
ません
within
で
the
した。
eye of the deep.
私たちが到
The
着した
place
場
we
所は
went, despite
空
being
間的に少し
spatially
支離滅裂
distorted,
ではありました
had a
が
land history
この世
land
界と
and
同じよう
rich
に
culture, just like
長
our
い
own
歴史と
world.
文化を持っていました。そこには潜水艦に乗った国王一座があり、
The
研究
king's
士のよう
man,
に知的機
who
械が普及
operated
して
a
いるアレク
submarine
サンド
was
リア
there,
があり、
as was the mechanical port of
ユカ
Alexandria,
タン連邦があ
and
り、
the Yucatan Federation, who loved to play ball. I want to look at these really quick. Okay.
それから南米大
There
陸を
was
統
also
一
the
して
Inca Republic,
世界を
which
救ったイン
unified
カ共和
South,
国があります。
South America and saved the world almost single-handedly.
本来漁師の海の奥に浮いていたあの世界は
More
消滅する運命にあ
of
りなが
these
らも
pictures?
各時代
Wow.
世界から来
It
た
does
英雄
make
た
it
ちが
seem
集まって
like
いる
it's
のです。
lengthy story that we're only getting a part of here. The Volid originally drifted in the depths of the Sea of Quanta and faced extinction, and yet it joined together heroes from different eras and different worlds. The heroic and always optimistic Captain Shakespeare, the wise and experienced Dr. Schrodinger, and the straightforward and determined Cervantes? I don't know. I could keep going. It would take a long time for me to introduce all of them to you. But to me, the important part of the story is they chose me to guarantee the Volid's continued existence. It wasn't because I had that much ability when I was 12. It was because they didn't have any other choice. Using another anchor, they implanted the Volid into my body. That way, as long as I survived in my own world, the universe wouldn't be extinguished in the Sea of Quanta. So, ever since you were 12, you carried the burden of this mission? Well, compared to your battle with the other Kyushu of the Void, my experience has been easy. To me, the Volid within my body is like my hometown in the mountains. Although it's not as bustling as a big city, at the same time, only the few people that live there can sustain its past, present, and future. Over the past 5 years, I've been looking for a way to detach the bubble universe from my body. Because that's the only way to free that Volid from its dependence on me. And it was a mission that only I could accomplish. As for your question of 5 months ago, everyone who grows up in a Shiksal has to complete a mission like this. Was there anyone else she could choose to rely on? But I know, from your perspective, I was obviously on the wrong side. But to me, Shiksal plays an indispensable role. Just a second, I'm getting a drink. In this world, that's what I mean. That's what I meant by what I said earlier. In this world, there is no absolute good and evil, or right and wrong. There is only the mission. But you also said that the second divine key had already helped you complete part of that mission. Yes, a month ago, as luck would have it, I made it to the vicinity of the imaginary tree. That gave me the ability to transfer the Babel universe to other people, allowing others to carry on the mission. So you could say that I have a little more freedom now, compared with before. 5 months ago, I said to you that I longed for the title of Shiksal's strongest S-rank Valkyrie, and made it my goal. It might be a little strange to say this, but if our paths lead us to a future conflict and confrontation, I'd be really disappointed. I know how you feel. I once judged you as having potential. And just 5 months ago, just 5 months later, you're here proving your ability. Since resisting Honkai is our common objective,
私
A
たち
day
の
will
歩む
come
道
when
が
our
一つになる
different
日が来るは
paths
ずです。
lead to the same place.
今の私の身分で約束はでき
In
ま
my
せんが、
current capacity, although I can't promise you anything,
私たちの使
I
命は
hope you see that our
5ヶ月前
respective
と比べる
missions
と
are
すでに
much
近
more
づいている。
closely aligned today than they were
そう
5
信じてほ
months
しいと思
ago.
っています。ですが、
But
主教様の不可解な
Overseer's
行動は
inexplicable actions today make me a little more nervous than usual.
もし
If the
第二の
second
神の
divine
鍵
key
が彼の需要
doesn't
を満
meet
たすこ
his
とができなかった
requirements,
ら、
he
きっと
might
彼はまた
covet your
あなた
abilities.
の力を望むのでしょう。
I don't know if that's even a question. He's always said he needs the Hersher of the Void's powers, and we haven't been given any reason to even suspect that that's changed, right? Thanks for the warning. Everyone on the Hyperion is on the lookout for him.
それならいいんですが、
Glad to hear that. But we just tacked to Durandal, now we
いつも今日の
Whack.
相手は私を失望させないといいですね。
cross the courtyard and tack to here again. What?
いつものペースですね。準
Oh,
備
I
できま
don't
した
need
か
to do that.
そろそろ時間ですね。ハイペリオンに戻って律者
It's
衝突
getting
実
late.
験をす
Do
る
you
ん
want
です
to
よね。
return to the Hyperion to complete the Kyushu collision experiment?
うん
Yeah.
あんたも
Do you
一緒に
want
来
to
る？
come?
もちろんです。
Sure. I love the tiny coffee that Dr. Einstein
結
brews.
構気に入っていますから。
The golden-haired knight walked away with the silver-haired warrior by her side. She still had not realized that the lives of her and her counterpart were dramatically intertwined.
先生が助けてあげましょう。準備できましたか？
Rita's waiting for you under the noble work? What? What is this? Whenever Rita's involved, I become suspicious. Yeah. What is over here? I haven't been over here before.
今日の相手は私を失望させないといいですね。
I have something to kill.
弱い。もう少し考え直して出しました。いや、弱い。殴れるものなら殴ってごらん。弱い。
Oh, there we go. That's the sort of fire I remember from last time with the Kyushu of flames, yeah.
やはり私を頼るんですね。
Okay. Come on. Existene has too much heart.
しました。覚悟してください。
And it's taking a far longer to kill it than I expected.
やけど決戦の時は来た。と喧嘩準備。
We should be able to open this? No? No? Oh. Okay, do your... Yeah, there we go.
ローデンの
Oh no. Umbral Rose wishes to spar with the silver wolf of the Urals. Just earlier, a cursive handwritten note with that message had landed in Obrania's packet. After considering briefly, she decided that as a retired assassin, she would accept the invitation.
ごきげんようブローニャさん
Both of them inviting both of them to spar just before the experiment, right? I feel like this is Atto's doing somehow. And part of Atto's plan. I don't know. It just seems too coincidental. Hello, Miss Branya.
あらそんなに警戒し
There's
ない
no
でく
need
ださ
to
い
be nervous. I have no ill intent towards Miss Branya.
もちろん
Of
教
course,
会堂で私が
I
した
know
こと
what I
が
did in the
皆様に
church
不快
made
感を与えてしまった
everybody
ことは存
uneasy.
じており
何のためらいもない暗殺でしたね
As far as assassinations go, that was a clean hit.
異常な一撃
Cold,
でした
precise, merciless.
不快にさせてしまったことに関しては
I'm
お
sorry
詫び
for
し
the
ます
unhappiness I caused.
ですが
But
仕事は
business
仕
is
事です
business. I'm sure the legendary silver wolf of the
ご理解い
Urals
ただけるかと思い
can
ますが
understand.
かつてのブローニャなら理解できたのでしょう
Maybe there was a time when I would
今
have
のブローニャ
understood.
は仕事を理由にすれば
Now I
悪い
think
ことを
when
し
it
てもいい
comes
と
to
思ってい
matters
ま
of
す
right and wrong, business is no excuse.
ブローニャさんの言う通りです
That's very
誰もが
true,
ポリ
Miss
シーというも
Branya.
のを持ち
Everyone should have their own
外部のル
standards
ー
for
ルばか
such
りに頼
things.
っていては
Relying
未
too
熟で
much
すから
on
ね
external rules is a display of immaturity. And they're right there, she's flattering Branya and battering her up, it seems.
何が言いたいんですか
いいえ
What is it
何で
that you
もあり
want
ま
to
せん
say?
ブローニャさんとキ
Nothing.
アナ
It's
さん
just
が
that you
一
and
社コアの実
Miss
験に参
Kiana are
加
about
す
to
ると聞いて
participate in the
何か協力できないか
experiment on the Hyushuko.
デュランダル様
So
に言われました
Durandal asked me to come and see if I could help with anything.
もちろんブローニャ
Hmm.
さんがその気でなければ失礼いたしますが
Of course, if that is unacceptable to Miss Branya, I will excuse myself.
ブローニャはある日突然あなたに刺されたりしませんよね
Branya won't be walking alone and suddenly be sliced by your blade, right?
ブローニャさんはご冗談がお
Miss
好きなよう
Branya
ですね
has a good sense of humor. Mo, flattery.
殺し屋の界隈でウラルの銀狼の名前はすぐに
Even
消
though
え
the
てしまい
silver
ました
wolf of the Urals was only an assassin briefly before disappearing,
さすがに私も
I don't
カロン迷
dare
惑で
to
最速
overstep
登頂記録を
against
作
the
ったブローニ
mercenary
ャさ
who
んに
reached the
無礼な
top
こ
of
とはできません
Charon's list in a record time. Just endless flattery from Rita here.
それにハイペリオンの皆さんとは
Besides,
仲良くしま
Durandal
しょう
told me
デ
many
ュランダル様
times
に何度も言わ
not
れて
to
おりま
cause
す
trouble with the crew of
出過
Hyperion.
ぎた真似はい
So
たしません
naturally, I wouldn't do anything improper.
わかりましたそれでブローニャに何をおすすめしてくれるのです
All
か
right, Rita. What do you recommend I practice?
もちろん実践によるウォーミ
Combat
ングアッ
warm-up,
プで
of
す
course. Please,
こちらへ
come
どうぞ
this way, Miss
ブローニ
Branya.
ャさん
Okay. Going to duel up here? Actually, it might be further out.
大挙の剣
Look at all that fire!
審判の時は来た
Yeah!
全身火炎罰剣私の番です
Just blow everything sky high with the judgment of Shamash.
挙の剣とやっはっうらたとやっはっやだ
The Kyushu of Sentience certainly seems quite powerful otherwise. And yeah. I think it's a good thing we faced two Natas. In a way, Nata's like a full-blown enemy. Not the way we faced other Kyushus.
やけどに注意ってね。決戦の時が来た。このレッド全てを断ち切る。
And this team has too much health.
審判の時は来た。やっとここまでです。私が来ました。
Okay, I need to go back to Kiana. She's the one who's actually strong against this thing.
決戦の時が来た。烈焰奮陣。
Come on, come on. Oh, good. Slow claps.
さすがウラルの銀狼
Worthy of the name Silver Wolf of the Urals. Your moves are efficient and your mind is sharp. Rita has learned a lot from you. Mo flattery
ですが
from
殺し屋の後
Rita.
輩として少しアドバイスをお
But can I
話しして
give
も
a
よろしいでし
small
ょうか
pointer as a next generation mercenary?
アドバイスですか
Huh?
言ってみてください。
Tell me.
ブローニャさんの戦い方
Miss
は
Brania's
確かに
moves are
敵を仕留めら
effective,
れますが
but could be
少し
just a
う
bit
まさ
more
が足りないと思いました
graceful.
戦場で最も大事なのは目標
The
を殲滅
most
すること
important
です。
thing on the battlefield isn't to incapacitate the
任務自体
target.
に予測不可能
Trying
な
to do
影
anything
響を
else
与
can
えてしまう
affect
か
the
もしれません。
success of the mission.
ええブローニャさんの言う通りです
Very true, Miss Brania, but maybe adding some flair
今後の
would
任
be
務にも
helpful
役立
for
つかもしれ
future
ません
missions.
雇用主が仕事ぶりを褒めてくれるとかですか
You mean getting more potential employers to notice your work?
それもメリットではありま
That's
すが
certainly
芸
one
術という
benefit.
ものには
But what I meant
他人
was
との
that
間に
out can
現
establish
実
a
を超えた
level
信
of
頼関
trust
係を築
within
いてくれる可能
with
性があ
people
るとい
that
うこ
goes
とを
beyond the
私は言いたい
ordinary.
のですそうですね
But
目で
seeing
見
is
たものこ
believing.
そ真実
I will demonstrate if
よろしければ
that's all right with Miss
私が見
Brania.
本をお見せし
I guess we're to fight these, right?
決戦の時が来た。
ここまでです。やはり私を頼るんですね。
Okay. Come on.
私は全てを変えます。
Okay, just the core left.
やけどに注意ってね。はっやっ火炎罰剣
お掃除が終わりました
And
いかがでしょう
that's
か、
it. What do you
ブローニャさん。
think? I would
何か
welcome
不足な
any
点がありましたら
suggestions.
リタはどうして夫側にいるんですか
Why did you help Atto, Rita?
私が天
I'm
命
a
の S 級バル
Shiksal
キリー
as
で
rank
オッ
Valkyrie,
トー様が
and
天命
Atto
の大
had
司教様
always
だから
been
で
the
す
Shiksal overseer.
それを聞いているわけではないことは存
But
じてお
I
り
know
ます
that's not the answer you
デュ
wanted.
ランダル様も私も
Durandal and I aren't so
選択し
bad.
なければならない時
It's
に
just that when we're faced with certain choices, we decide it based on our own interests.
その中で
And
ブ
some
ロー
of
ニャさん
those
たちを傷
choices
つけてしまっ
killed you
たこと
guys.
もあるかと思いま
But
す
at that moment, we had to rely on our own
自身の認識
imperfect
を超え
knowledge. I
完璧な選
don't.
択ができていたとは限りませんから
I don't like
聞き方
Rita.
を変えます
Well, let me ask in a different way. I
Yolanda
don't
さんはあな
like
たにとって
Rita's justifications. She's
それとも
trying
仲間
to
です
use.
か
Do you consider Durandal to be your colleague or your superior?
一生のお付き合いを
I
してもいい
consider
と
her
思
a
える
friend
友人
about
です
whom I care deeply.
ではオットーは
What about Otto?
天命の
He's
ま
the
だ辞任
overseer
し
of
ていない
Shiksal,
大主教様
who still hasn't technically left office. Obeying soldiers is my duty as a Valkyrie.
もし将来
If Durandal decided to leave like Atto,
どうしますか
what would you do? Rita laughed gracefully.
お許しくださいブローニャ
Forgive
さん
me, Miss Brania.
今の
It's
私の
not
立
easy
場
to
では
answer that
その答えを
question,
言葉にすることはで
given
きま
my
せん
current situation.
ですが
But
こう考
please
えてください
understand this. You and I might be more
私とブローニ
similar
ャさん
than
の
you
似
think.
ているところはブローニャさんが思っているよりもずっ
Well-
と多いかもしれません
Well, the funny thing is to me it seems like Branya acts like she has no emotions, just the way she speaks and her expressions, while she has emotions. And Rita, to me, seems like she's the reverse. It seems like Rita barely has any sort of normal, at least, emotion, and but she's like on the surface pretending, you know, to putting on a smile for those who would want to see a smile. And
どういう意味ですか
what do you mean?
一生お付き合いし
I
てもいい
mean,
友人の中に
we each have someone within our
つい
circle
心
of
配して
friends
しまう相手がい
who's
る
very
という
cute
こと
but
です
sometimes causes us to worry. Rita winked mischievously. Yeah, it seems like she's just trying to manipulate Branya here.
デュランダル様は真面目で話し方は容
At
赦がありま
first
せんし
glance, Master
接しづらいところ
Durandal
も
is
あ
a
るように見え
serious
ます
person who doesn't spare people's feelings. She seems rather unapproachable.
時々
Yet in
普通の女
certain
の子のように
situations,
不器用で
she's like an awkward
こういう
young girl.
ですのでブローニャさん
To return to your question, Miss Branya,
私
if
た
she
ちは自
left,
分の心
I
のままに
believe
行
we
動
would
するの
each
ではない
decide what to do based on our own
私は
judgment.
そう思っております
I roll my eyes at this answer. This is a total non-answer from here.
あなたの伝えたいことが分かったかもしれません
I think I understand what you're getting at.
それなら良かったです
That's great then.
私たちの過去には
Although our past is full of
摩擦や不快など
friction
があり
and
ましたが
unhappiness,
テレサ様が主教
I
になっ
hope
た
that
後は
once Teresa
皆
takes
様と
over as
仲良くして
overseer,
いきたいと思っております
everyone will get along with each other.
少し時間がかかりそうですがブローニャもそうなるように願
This
ってい
will
ま
take
す
some time for both sides, but I hope so too.
では友情を育むべく
Then why not
まずは
start our
崩壊獣を
friendship
一緒
by
に倒し
dealing
ま
with
せ
a
んか
Honkai beast together?
いいですよブローニャについ
Sure,
てこられ
if
る
you
の
can
なら
keep up with Piranha,
最善を尽くします
I'll do my best.
行こ
Oh,
う
boom.
マントが長くなったからちょっと慣れないや
A Honkai beast to take down.
準備はいいですか私が来ました
私は全てを変えます
はっ
So just so I haven't said it yet. I think I should say that. But I don't have like a ton of time to stream today. Obviously, Langirdaluna, we're not ending it this minute. But just wanted to put it out there that we're not doing like a 4-hour stream for this one. I have a timer that I'm currently thinking we need to have the stream over by, but I also think we might end it a little. Oh, I'm not paying enough attention to the pie. We might end it a little before that, somewhat before that point, so that I'm not so that I have time. This lava emperor is strong. It barely takes any damage. Wow. That move seems powerful. At least it feels powerful at the very least. Okay, here we go. This should take the lava intro out. Finally. Wow, really impressive, Miss Brania. You weren't bad yourself, Shiksalas rank Valkyrie. Thanks, Miss Brania. I hope this training will be helpful in the upcoming experiment. Yeah, I feel like I'm all warmed up. Thank you. Well then, I think it's time for me to bid you farewell. I hope the experiment goes smoothly. Master Durandal and I will be rooting for you. At this point, Rita bowed slightly and turned to leave. Hey, Rita. What is it, Miss Brania? About what you told me today. Brania just wants to remind you of one thing. Please tell me. Since you believe your comrades wanted to make a decision that disappoints you, I assume you wanted to make a decision that disappoints your comrades. Of course not, Miss Brania. The text changes color right there. What's going on with that? Is that purposeful? Rita will keep this in mind. I don't think she actually cares. After the mysterious Valkyrie politely took her leave, Rania found another note in her pocket. Umbrella Rose will fight hard in her final battle and won't let you down. That was what the mercenary had not yet. The mercenary who had not yet retired said. Okay.
いつものペースですね。
Go to the bridge and start the Hirscher experiment. Okay, wait. The experiment... Wait a second. The experiment might take a while. 1 second. Let me actually look at the time on the clock here and think of how much time I properly have. Sure, yeah, we can do this, but I need to take a quick break before we continue. Then we will... I don't know, just some amount of this experiment. It could be super long. Or not. You know, with these things, it's really hard to tell in this game. An experiment could take an entire stream of 10 minutes, so last time... Yeah, we'll see. I need to take a quick break though. No need to go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Don't think that was too long. I need to... one moment.
変わった力のせいで動けませんね。
私
Here
の
we go. After over an hour of urgent preparations, the platform for the Hyushu collision experiment had been set up on a bridge in Koloston. Under a dark, overcast sky, the Hyushu of Flamesion and the third Hyushu of Reason had taken their positions.
Kiana, Bronya,
Branya, try to focus your Honkai energy in a straight line so that it collides with the other beam.
今回の実験は君たちにとっても新しい挑戦になる。指示を真面目に聞くように。
This experiment will be a new challenge for you two, so please make sure to comply with the instructions at each step. Why is he a hologram? Why is Walt a hologram right now and not actually here?
はい、ベルトさん。
I don't know. Yes, Sovereign.
分かったよ。
No problem, Mr. Walt.
ではブローニャの方は俺が担当する。
Then I will direct you. Branya, Fuhua, would you mind doing the same thing for Kiana? Ah, yeah, they're both... they're the mentors of these two, essentially. Will do. Kiana, use Urge of Taishuan to control your power. Start with the tiniest amount of Honkai energy and gradually increase it. Let the Honkai energy flow out slowly, like drops of water gradually forming a small stream. Control the direction of the flow such that you, Branya, and the experimental core form a straight line. Now, together with Branya, let more Honkai energy flow out. Gradually increase your output. Okay, now. Okay, let's do this. Kyushu Coal liberated. The two equally powerful beams of Honkai energy came in contact with the Hyushu of Dominance core, creating an almost perfect collision with no energy leaking. Wow, very controlled. The Hyushu of Dominance core, which had not reacted in any previous experiment, began to give off a subtle, yet distinct glow. Anti-entropy's recoding equipment recoded every energy fluctuation throughout the process. Now, all that was needed was to wait for the results of the data analysis. Boom, experiment done. Super quick.
準備できたよ。
実験成功おめでとうございますキアナさん
It's as I said, an experiment in this can take like an entire stream or it can take minutes. It's tough to know. Congratulations on your experiment's success, Kiana.
ありがとう。こういう力の使い
Thanks.
方は
This brute
私たち
force
にとっても
method is
新しい
also
体験だった
something
から
new for us.
一回で成
It
功
was
できてよ
lucky
かっ
that we
た。
had success on our first try.
はい。今回の経験と実験結果がみんなの役に立つように
Yes,
と
Rania
ブローニャも願
hopes
ってい
that
ます
this experience and the experimental results will be useful for everyone in the future.
たとえうまくいかなかった
But
とし
even
て
if
も
it's not, exploration has value in and of itself.
今まで
When
天
it
命で
comes
得た
to
経験は
resisting Hyushus,
律
the
者と戦う方
experience
法ばかりでした
Shiksal has accumulated.
こうしてスローモ
In
ーシ
my
ョンのような
opinion,
状態
the
で
ability to
律
observe
者が力を
Hyushus
使
in
う
slow
姿を観
motion
察で
like
きたお
this
かげで
gives us
共同作戦に関するインスピレーション
for
が持てました
coordinated combat.
それって将来私たちと一緒に戦う時
You
の戦術
mean
ってこ
you
と？
want to fight together with us in the future?
もちろんです
Of course,
とても
I've been
楽しみ
looking
にしています。
forward to it. Before the mortal blades fought alongside the Hushu of Thunder, but due to a lack of understanding between us, the results were not ideal.
メイ先輩
May.
きっと
She's probably talking about the incident at Coral Islands, that's what I was thinking.
実を言うとその時3万字の反省
To
文
be
を書きました
honest, we
デュ
wrote
ランデル
our
様は反省しすぎているのではないか
50,000
と
word
大
incident
司教
report
様ま
at
で
the
話してい
time.
て
Even Overseer thought Durandal might be overanalyzing.
おや
Huh?
どうしましたか？
What is it?
大司教様からの通
A
信で
message
す
from the Overseer.
共有
I'll
いた
take
し
it
ます
on the public channel.
おっと
Atto,
ハイペリオンのみんな、そして我がバルキリーたちよ。こんにちは。
the
列
infamous
車コアに対
Atto.
する研究はうまく
Good
いっているかい
afternoon, my friends on Hyperion. Good afternoon, Valkyries. Did research on the Hushu core go smoothly?
おじい様
Grandpa, didn't you say there was no reason to contact us anymore?
おや、今日のテレサは冷たいね。
Wow, don't be so
Mado
cold,
僕がもう一
Teresa.
人の僕を
Are you
殺した
still
ことを
mad
怒っ
at
てい
me
るの
for
かい？
killing that clone?
リタのこ
You
とは
all
許し
have
たのに、
obviously
僕のこと
forgiven
は許して
Rita,
くれないんだ
but you
ね。
still hold it against me. I haven't. I haven't forgiven Rita either. And I hold it against you. I'm doing both, Atto.
さて、冗談はさておき。
Anyway, I currently do not
Hyperion
have
用はないよ。
anything I need to discuss with those on Hyperion, but I do have a mission for Shiksalas as rank Valkyries. You're supposed to have stepped down from your position as Overseer.
それは例の
Does it
旅と
have
関
to
係
do
する
with
もの
that
でしょうか？
journey you mentioned?
さすがはデュランダル、頭の回転が
Sharp
早い
as
ね。
always, Durandal. That's right,
全
I've
て用意できたんだ。
already made all of the
あとは
necessary
君とリタが協
preparations.
力してくれれば終わ
I
りさ。
just need a little help from you and Rita.
ああ、そうだ。
Right, are there members of Immortal Blades? You can stay there and continue to assist my granddaughter.
何しろ。
She will be taking over the Shiksal Overseer position shortly after all. It'll be great if everyone gets familiar with the work ahead of time.
そういえば、そこにいる大半の人にと
How
って
to
は
put this? For the majority of you, this is the last time you'll hear from me.
旅立つから
I'll
ね。
be hitting the road soon. You keep saying that.
ベルトもそこにいるのかい？
Is Mr. Walt also on the
僕の
line?
せいで君たち
I'm
は
really sorry that I
楽しい感
didn't
謝祭
let
を
you
過ご
guys
すことがで
enjoy
きなかった。
Thanksgiving that year in New York.
ここ数年、
All of these
ずっと君に
years
謝り
I've
たか
wanted
った
to apologize to you. I've
謝り
even
方
wanted
もい
to
ろいろ考
kneel
えたさ。
down at a
例
monument
えば、
and
記念
weep
碑の前
to
でひざまず
express
き、
my
大泣きする僕を
regret.
見せるとかね。しかし、もう何年も前のことだし、
But after all of
君だっ
these
てそ
years,
んな嘘くさい儀式
I'm
を見たい
guessing
と
you
思ってい
don't
ない
want
だ
me
ろ
to do anything pretentious like that.
それが旅立つ前に俺に話したかったことか。
This is what you wanted to say to me before you hit the road?
他に話すべきことがあるとでも
What else should I say? To
別
give
の例を
another
挙げよう
example, do you think
今の
K423
K423 は
also wants me
僕
to
の謝罪を欲
apologize?
すると思う。君たちは完璧な
Since
ヒー
you
ロー
are
さ。
all so flawless and heroic, I didn't think you would be so petty.
主教様、
Overseer, let's not discuss whether there's a problem with what you said.
空の律者、
Kyushu of the
いい
Void?
え、深淵の
No,
律者に
Kyushu
は
of Flame
きちんと
Sama.
した名前があります
She。has a name,
K423 などで
and
はな
it
く、
isn't
彼女はキアナ・
K423.
カスラナです。
It's Kiana Kaslana.
いいだろう。
Okay, Kiana
Kiana
Kaslana. That's
確かにそれで
fine.
も問
After
題
all,
ないよ。
the real owner of the name became like that
10年前にあんな
10
風
years
にな
ago.
ってしまったからね。テレサ、
Teresa,
何か言いたいことがあるみたいだね。
Seems that you want to say something.
おじい様
You
いいんだテレサ。
relax,
無理して
Teresa.
話さなくてもいい。
You don't have to
君のおじい
say
様は
it
い
if
ろ
you
いろ
don't
ひどい
want
ことをし
to.
てきた。
Your grandpa has done a lot of things that don't make sense. He knows this well.
君たちには
You
まだ
might
まだ
find
衝撃
that
的な
some
ことが
shocking
次から
things
次へ
will
とやってく
happen
るだろう。
soon.
その時
When they happen,
感
you
情
will
をおじい様
probably
に
think
費
your
やすべきでは
grandpa
ない
is
と
not
そう
someone
思
worth
えてくるは
remembering.
ずだよ。
Just remember that the
いい感情
positives
も
and
悪い感
negatives
情も
are
ど
both
うでもよくなるんだ。
important.
どういう意味？あなたの旅は一体何をもたらすの？
What do you mean? What will your journey bring about?
すぐにわかるよ。だから説明は割愛さ
You'll
せてもら
know
う。
soon enough, so I don't
安心
need
して
to
くれ。
explain here.
君を危険
But
にさらす
don't
ようなこ
worry,
とは少しもない。
those events will not pose any threat to you. And if they would you tell us? I don't think so.
デュランダル、リタ。カスラナ街の
Durandal,
暁
Rita,
展望
come
台に
to
来
the
てくれ。
Moaning Glow Overlook
最後の仕
on
事を
Kaslana
全うして
Street
もらう。
to give me a report. I need you to take one final shift.
他のみんなとはこれで
To
お
the
別れ
rest
さ。
of you, I bid you farewell. The blonde-haired overseer promptly cut off the communication link, leaving everyone speechless.
何よあいつ。
That despicable old fool! Could he talk like a normal person? If Mapad hadn't covered my mouth, I would have given him a piece of my mind.
テスラ、彼があの話をしたのは
Tesla, he used those excuses to provoke us.
しかし彼
But
が
if
本
he
当
is
のこれで去る
really
つもりな
gonna
ら
walk away like this,
俺たちを怒らせる
why
必
would he
要はど
want
こにあ
to
る？
provoke us?
つまり
I
僕
don't
たち
think
に何
he's
かして
going
ほしいか
to.
らわざとそういう風に話したと。
So you're saying that he might have plans for us?
その視点で考えれば
That would explain the
確かに辻褄が合うと思います
disgraceful speech of his today.
ですが
But
私たちを
what does he gain by provoking us, and even provoking those around him? How does it help him achieve his goals?
どう目標を達成
彼の目的も哲学的に疑わざるを得ない。もし彼がパラレルワールドに行ってもう一人の
And
カレン
the
を
goal
探
is
すの
that
で
he
あれば
claims to have also raised some doubts. If he really just wants to go to a parallel universe to search for another KALLEN,
ある意味では
then one would assume, forgive me for this, Madam Teresa, that he would be satisfied by successfully
満
cloning a
足できていた
KALLEN.
はずだ。
ああ、それならわざとこの世界を出る
And
必
he
要はない。
wouldn't even need to leave this world.
だから
So I keep in mind what Nagamitsu said, that free will is unchanging, and there is only one choice that was made.
彼女は何らかの
It
相対性の
seems
ヒ
she
ント
was
を言っていたのだと
suggesting
思
a
う。
contradiction.
長光がまだここにいたなら
If
彼
Nagamitsu
女の
was
考え
still
を聞
here,
けたのに
we could ask for her opinion. After all, she participated in a lot of
天
spatial
然の空間実
experiments
験の多くに参
with
加していたから
Shixal.
主教様は本気で
She
第二の神の
believed
鍵を
that
使
her
って
overseer would
こ
use
の
the
世界を離れ
second
ようとして
divine key to leave this
そして
world.
本
And
人が
she
申告した
also
よう
thought
に
that just
私
as
たちには
overseer
影響を
said,
与えない
it wouldn't impact us
それ
in
が
any
長光さんの
way.
考えですですが
But
ですが相手はあの大主教様です。嘘はないと
But he is the
技術スタッフは
overseer.
そう考える
Maybe
かもしれません
technical staff
皆様
believe
も
he
そうだとは
doesn't
限り
lie.
ません。
But I'm afraid that's not necessarily the case.
空の律者の覚醒
Maybe we
試
can
験
learn something from the awakening of the Hushu of the Void.
じゃああんたたちは
So are you guys really going to obey his orders and go report to him? Oh, whoops. I mean, I hope not, but
行ってみるしかありません
we'll just have to see what happens.
罠かもしれないぞ。
Maybe it's a trap.
だが彼の目的を把握しなければ。
I mean, I feel like we're still in the palm of his hand, so it kinda is a trap, so yeah. But if we don't go see for ourselves, we may be susceptible to hidden threats.
一つだけご安心ください。
Everyone calm down. Overseer doesn't represent the entire XXVI organization anymore. Does he? I'm not certain. I'm really not certain.
彼が辞任を発表した時から
From the moment he announced his resignation, Madame Teresa's position also needs to be taken into consideration. Yes, but I mean, he's calling you to us, ranked Valkyrie, to his side to help him with something. Could someone who's not in charge of XXVI do that? What if some random person other than him in the story called you to and said, "Hey, I need your help with something, come here." Most anyone else in the story would get a negative answer to that. Yes, at least I can guarantee that the mortal blades won't regard you as enemies again.
君たちも気をつけてくれ。オットーに役に立たないと判断されてしまう
But you guys need to be careful as well. As soon as Otto discovers that he can't manipulate you anymore, he may do something cruel.
それはリアーナさんのことです。
You're talking about Rihanna, right?
その名前を知っているのか？
You know that name?
ええ。
Yes, I have a
友人が
friend who told
彼
me
女の
her
話を
story.
教えてくれました。
I knew she once wielded a
彼
Abyss
女は
flower,
黒煙白
and
化
I
の
know
か
the
つての
basics
所有
of
者。
her relationship with
彼女とネゲン
anti-entropy.
トロピーの関係も。
リアーナさんは優しい人でした。
Rihanna is a good person. When she and I worked together,
今のデュランダルさんと
Rihanna
リ
is
タ
a
さんの
good
関係
person. When she and I worked together, it reminded me of the relationship between you and Rita.
ただ
It was
その
just
時の
that
私は
at
人付き合
that
いが苦
time
手でしたので
I didn't make friends easily, so I didn't get to know her that well.
彼女は戦士で
She is a warrior and a true Valkyrie.
あんたたちもリアーナの
If
こ
you
と
knew
を
her,
知って
you
いたら
should have known what kind of
もっとどれだけクズなのかわかる
degenerates
は
the
ずよ。
Overseer is.
司教様は確かにネゲントロピーにひどいことを
Overseer
しま
really
した。
went too far against
それは
anti-entropy.
天命の暗い
It was
歴史の
one
一
of
つでもあります。
XXVI's darkest moments.
なあなあ
Okay, however you look at it, those events in the past don't have much relevance to our situation
デュ
now.
ランダル
Durandal, Rita, if you think going to meet up with my grandfather is the right choice, the Hyperion crew won't stop you.
はいだけど
But you must be careful.
はい。慎重に対応します。
Yes, we will be extremely cautious.
相手は策を決めて動く。
It is the crafty auto apocalypse. So everyone needs to be on guard and plan for the worst.
ええ最高水準で警戒
We'll
す
be
る
on high alert. Let's hope for the
すべてが
best.
うまく頑張って天命
You can do
最
it.
強の
Yoshiksal's strongest S-rank Valkyries.
ありがとうございます。そ
Thank
ちらも
you.
頑張ってくだ
I
さい。
also believe in you. Here's your flames here.
準備できましたか？
Proceed with
いつものペー
caution.
スですね。
Go to Moaning Glow Overlook. It tells us all these missions we've cleared, but not how many are left. And that these are all completed. I just don't know how long this chapter is going to be.
いつものペースですね。 準備できましたか？
This seems like a spot where we can safely save and exit. I think we'll wrap it up here. I just don't know like how much longer this is, and I don't have a ton of time left right now. Let's see. Yeah, next time we play, I guess just I'll be continuing from there, you know. As far as next time we play, when will that be? 1 second. This is the last stream of this week, so nothing else this week. As for next week, we're definitely playing some Omori next week. We're not playing any of this or that. There's actually a game that's just released on Steam that's been in early access for a while that I kind of want to play at some point next week. It looks really interesting. I don't actually know if it'll be like really interesting, but I do want to give that a try so that it does cut down on how many spare streams I suppose we have next week. But we might still be able to fit more of this in as another stream. I think we'll have to see, because those other 2 streams I mentioned are a little bit of a higher priority. I do have a video that I'm going to actually be uploading. I don't feel like I do enough videos. I like making videos, but I just don't feel like I have the time to make as many as I'd like. I've got a video about anime that I'll be uploading very soon. I'm having a little trouble with the thumbnail. As soon as I can sort that out, it'll be out, but the thumbnail is pretty important. So, I hope everyone enjoyed today. And until next time, please do try and have a blast for me. Bye.